Alright, so I'm in Kampala, Uganda, and I'm on Kyadondo Road 2, which is a bit peculiar, but this Kyadondo Road 2 meets Makerere Hill Road, and then on the other side creates a triangle between it, Sapolokagwa and Makerere Hill Road. Anyway, we are in 2026 and this is the second day of the year. So I'm just doing a 4K walking video, and my hope is to take you through to the suburbs of Nankulabye, at least along the main road. And if you're new here, please do hit the subscribe button and come with me as we just show you the streets of Kampala. It's actually a peaceful country, and right now I'm recording with my phone, but I've not yet been bothered, but I'm also being smart about it. This is to confirm that I am joining Makerere Hill Road, which, when we take the left, should take us to Nankulabye, and then Hoima Road. The motorcycle guy wanted to take me, but I'm on a budget. Church of Uganda, PDR Hostel, Makerere Hill Road. This is actually operator. They house students, high school students of Makerere College School, which is inside there. And they're building at a very high rate. I think their population is really huge, but they actually don't have enough playgrounds here, which is very strange. But education has become more of a business, which today is none of my business. My business is to show you the streets of Kampala, Uganda, and we converse as we see things all together. Now, because that hostel mostly houses girls, you can see the burglar proofing right here. And this is to prevent opportunists who would want to probably rob children, and children are very sensitive, so no chance is being taken. But that's not a sign that Uganda is insecure, and that is the wall of Makerere University, the premier institution in East Africa. Why this is an absentee landlord and ownership agreements cannot be finished. I see a perimeter wall, so Makerere College School has decided to do a perimeter wall, and they actually share on the playing ground with Makerere University. I see some buildings there built using facing bricks. Oh, this motorcycle guys are trying to buy stickers and slogans for their cars. There's also some blue stuff there. Okay, interesting. Arsenal. It looks like there are a lot of Arsenal. Oh, some new stickers. But that's vanishing. Yeah, I was still telling you that that's the perimeter wall of Makerere University, and their main sports ground is right there. The tall structure you see in the distance is extension, I think done by the Israeli government. And we are soon approaching a signal traffic light that has the boundary between Makerere University, Full Gospel Church, and then Nankulabye slums. Interesting. So this Full Gospel Church is one of the oldest, if not the founding churches of the Pentecostal movements in Uganda, roughly estimated to have been established here in 1960. Glad Tiding Bible College, 1963. But it has actually had a lot of stories. There was a time when in the 70s, the government of the President Idi Amin outlawed the Pentecostal or born-again religions, and these guys were in the center of it. To see that they've thrived up to today is very intriguing. Basically, at that time, the then President Idi Amin Dada reduced the religions in the country into three fundamental religions, if I'm not mistaken: the Catholics, Protestants, and the Muslims. And that was it. But the structure we have here is quite a recent building, but it's actually brought organization to these areas, and these slums have actually just transformed in the past. There used to be suburbs then, suburbs which were less lit and therefore appeared dangerous. Anyway, Hill Road is meeting Sir Apollo Kagwa Road that takes you to Old Kampala and then joins you in that direction to Bwaise Kawempe. Anyway, I need to cross from here, but the lights have released me. The cars there have been released. I think the one's turning this side and going through. So that is this junction. So this takes you to Old Kampala, and this takes you to the northern parts of Uganda. And let me cross. Cars coming. So Makerere Western Gate is just somewhere midway this stretch before you hit the roundabout that takes you to Bwaise. And we are in the streets of Kampala. And now this stretch should take me to the Nankulabye traffic light junctions, where this road, I think this is still Makerere Hill Road, meets Hoima Road in the distance. Some of these structures look old, at times look abandoned, and it almost seems like squatters do stay here. I don't know to whom they belong, because usually such massive real estate is like this and no structure has been placed here. Sometimes it's absence of ownership, and the kids are also abroad and there's no interest. So Chase Johnson Hotel, Sudan Human Rights Association. Why would it be in Uganda? But anyway, maybe they are Sudanese here and they need their rights protected as refugees here. Anyway, let's continue. And yeah, these are the streets of Kampala. So let's walk through. And lovely sunset. So it looks like I'm heading west. I wanted to cross the street and walk on that island to get you a better view. So this is the direction we are from, Makerere side, and this is the stretch leading to Hoima Road, which we should meet running perpendicular to this one. That takes you to Makerere Chikoni. I will try to take that route as I return. For now, let's find ourselves in front. And cars are coming. The sunset is blurry because it's a bit cloudy. Partially cloudy. So let's proceed. Let me leave you the views of the street and the sound of the street, and then we keep quiet. Ice cream machine. God is great hotel. These are still catering to campus students. There used to be a hospital here. Now I see a kids' high preschool. Interesting. Yeah, so rightfully so, we are still on Makerere Hill Road, where you'll find Kampala Baptist Church. I don't know what is the core belief of the Baptist Church, but this is where they are. Interesting stuff. I like that wall. It looks opaque, so it looks transparent and well ventilated. Interesting. So it could be a whole of church. That is something I'll try to visit. Someone is busy calling me. Let me try to answer this call and lead me to the streets. Yes, hello? 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 Yes, hello? At what time? You can come. You said you're coming from where? Oh, okay, all right. Right now I'm in Nankulabye. So where do you want us to meet? One day here. Okay, no problem. I don't know where This one. Yes, yes. All right. Okay. So, I think you've had enough of the streets. That's probably part of my conversation, but yeah, these areas have evolved. These used to be students' happening zones, but now, yeah, I still see pubs and clubs. I think these are now catering to the students who long left university and still want to return and enjoy the life they left behind. Wow! That's the view of the hill, the ivory tower, the institution where the elite of Uganda and Africa are born, in fact the world over. Anyway, I was going to Nankulabye and just showing you around. So, welcome back. So this is Makerere Hill Road. Yeah, I see a lot of bars here. Oh, wow. A lot of bars. And with them roasted meat, some fish, chicken, and any other. On this school right there. It is bank. Interesting. I use school right there. What I can say. I see a microfinance. I see more pubs. See a structure rising, and I'm sure it will be called an arcade. I don't know whether it's a mall. I don't know whether it fits being called a mall. But most of commercial buildings in Uganda have evolved over the years. I first saw complex, then I saw arcade, then I saw plaza. Now the common thing is to be called mall. I don't know whether mall is supposed to be something fancy, but most of them are just buildings with small rooms to be rented out as shops. Anyway, let's proceed. This looks like an old fuel station, probably recently acquired. Nice excavator on the way. And we are soon approaching the Nankulabye traffic lights. Old Kampala log Jewi house. This guy had made me nervous. He was really coming from behind me. Absa ATM. It used to be a branch, but they closed it in COVID. And this here is a market. But probably I may not show you, but I think it is the Nankulabye market. By market here we actually mean where you find produce, food stuff. So it's not in the way you understand it, but it's called Nankulabye market. Yeah, Nankulabye market. I almost said vendor circle, but that was just the sign from which I got the name. Oh, let me go to this sign to show you where the street should take us. So ideally we are on Makerere Hill Road, that one coming from the bottom. We're going to cross Hoima Road. To the left it will be heading into the city center, to the right into Hoima, and then this hill road will go up and divert into two. One taking a left slight turn to Mengo, and then a right turn to Mutesa I Road. By the way, I tell you, Mutesa I is one of the Kabakas of Buganda who ruled the kingdom of Buganda just around the time of colonization when it was happening in Africa. That was in around 1870s or 1880s. And actually that also will take you to the UNESCO World Heritage Center of the Kasubi tombs, which were first built as Kabaka Mutesa I's palace, and now has become a royal burial ground for the kings of Uganda. I think it should have probably 4, give or take, of them buried there. Anyway, this is Hoima Road. That's in Hoima direction, and this is into the city center. So I do not know how you guys want me to progress, but because I should be returning to Wandegea, I have decided I'm going to take this route leading to Hoima. So let me cross, and the lights have held up the cars, should have held me up. Nonetheless, I'm going to cross, and motorcycles, so you really have to be careful when you do that. So now let me show you where that road decides to do a Y to take you to Mengo, and then Mutesa I Road, where you should head to the Kasubi tombs area. So this is it. So this is heading to Mengo, and this is Mutesa I Road leading to the UNESCO World Heritage Center of Kasubi Tomb, Culture Preservation Site, Buganda Kingdom, from which the name Uganda is derived. Yeah, like I told you, over the years, Uganda has become more and more Christian. Nice outfit. More of the sugarcane, the husks, and yep. So I'm glad that you've been with me this entire time. So I am going to walk in this direction, and hopefully I will find a footpath that will take me through Nankulabye back into town. But I have a feeling this should take me to the areas of Kasubi. Oh, by the way, the green that you're seeing right there, that is still within the perimeter walls of the UNESCO World Heritage Center. Those are like the compounds, and it's one of the green spaces of the city that have not been encroached, simply because it belongs to the kingdom and they have conserved it. Otherwise, if they were private, a lot of real estate would be now overwhelming the area. Also, this is where you would move to go to Nansana. And these are actually public taxis, 14 passenger seaters, like you see there, license to carry 14 passengers. So you have to get a license to operate them. Anyway, that is the beauty of being in Uganda. You don't need to own a private car to be able to go places. So now I am on Hoima Road, and this is actually a major highway leading to northern Uganda. And street businesses are starting up, like they are waking up. The evening has come, and I can see a grilling mesh. I think that's for roasting chicken, being carried by the gentleman right in front. Yep. So it looks like a lot of people will be eating and having foodstuffs right here. Yep. This lady has decided to park the rack, if you get what I mean. Anyway, let's proceed. Mattresses. All right, I think let me call this guy and inform him. Now, let me leave you the streets and the sounds of the streets. I think I'm going to go in the center. So all these cars are coming from the city center and onto Hoima Road. And most of Kampala's residential suburbs are outside the city. So if you hear those guys saying Nansana, that is in Wakiso. It borders Kampala. So someday I'll take you there, but it's a residential suburb. Of course, by the time they reach Nansan, they will have passed other places. Yeah, motorcycle action. And because this is a clear street, they get to speed. I was hoping there were routes I can. Oh, what are those guys doing? There are routes that I can use to pass through the suburbs of Nankulabye, but my maps seem to be suggesting otherwise. The rate at which these motorcycles are screaming past, I feel I should get out of the center of the road, more to the sides. But yeah, so those greens I think are the gardens for the king to produce food. The current king, or Kabaka of Uganda, is Ronald Muwenda Mutebi. His dad was Mutesa I, who was also the first president of Uganda. Yep, so he served both as king and president until they had a falling with the then prime minister, who I think was given more power by the government, colonial government, as they were leaving Uganda. And that's where trouble began from. Anyway, so let's proceed. I like how this road curves, but it should take us to the Kasubi junction. And if I tell you Uganda is the motorcycle capital, or a city of 1 million motorcycles, do believe me. And strangely, all these motorcycles, like all like 99.9% are doing passenger services. The ones that are empty are still looking for passengers. The one that has someone at the back already have passengers. So we're either rushing into the city, where since it is evening, a lot of people are now exiting the city. That's where you'll find premium clients. Anyway, these are the Kasubi royal tombs. That's the wall with reed. And that on the other side is Makerere Hill, the hill of the educated, and the cultural institution on opposite sides. And in between is the Nankulabye Kasubi suburbs, low income residences. And it's a delight. It's a delight. Now I see this island is now becoming grass. So I'll have to find a way of disembarking from it. But who's watching? Anyway. Oh, soil has piled up at the center. I think as they clean dust on the road, which hasn't happened in a long time. I need to cross the street and head on to the side. But I think let me choose this other side and then I'll cross over later, because I want to show you something. Yeah, I do not understand why they chose to put reed on this, but I guess reed is some sort of cultural regalia, and this is the reed around. I think even the South Africans, the Sotho, they do a reed dance or something. I don't know why everything primitive is considered cultural. Timber. I think this tree fell. People have been chipping off pieces of firewood off of it. But it wouldn't make a nice slab. Probably even a sculpture. It died and rotted. And wow, look at that. That is the Makerere Hill, and from here you can actually see the tip of the ivory tower, the Makerere University main building, grey in the center. I don't know whether you guys see it right there. Very green. Wow, Makerere is actually a wide hill, and all those storage buildings that you're seeing before you see the green, the background, most of them are student hostels, provide accommodation for the university students. It was privatized in 1990s, and so its population increased from 5,000 students, mostly government funded, to today's 40,000 students. That is a huge infrastructure pressure to accommodate students. And that's it. I feel like I should end my video from here, seeing that we've been running for now 25 minutes. Now, between here and those buildings that are forming the perimeter of the green trees that make the Makerere Academic Hill is the Kasubi and Chikoni slums. I couldn't find a proper footpath to take me through, but let me revisit my maps again. So it's a delight. UNESCO World Heritage Center, Makerere, the academic giants of Africa, and I just have this view to myself and the beautiful weather of Uganda. Thank you for being here, and if you're new, hit the subscribe button. And right now, let me call the gentleman I'm supposed to meet and tell him to reschedule his movement. Hello? Do you think you can instead come to Chikumi, the small gate? Hey. All right, because I think I'm going to branch there and first eat. I have a feeling it may delay me. All right. Well, thanks. So I see this street, and this could be my path through the slums of Chikoni, but I'm not going to take it. And what's the name of that road? Let me just get you the name, and maybe that should help. Wow, I don't seem to be able to get its name, but enjoy the streets, the sounds of the streets. Maybe it's a recent street and has not gotten the privilege of being put on Google Maps, but yes, it passes the suburbs of Nankulabye, Chikoni. Let's go. And this Hoima Road soon is going to meet Chimera, considered the first Kabaka of Uganda, at least officially so, from in the 1300s. And that Chimera Road meets Masiro Road. Actually, this is the Masiro. Masiro simply is, I think, a hut, a tent, a grass-thatched house where the former kings of Uganda, at least the past 4, give or take, have been laid to rest. Anyway, that's it. And since I've mentioned them, let me just take you to that junction. So anyway, if you're a tourist and you want to visit Uganda, some of the places to visit are this UNESCO World Heritage Center for the Buganda Kingdom. Right now I'm only showing you the perimeter wall, but you're allowed to visit the inside. There you'll see much more. And this wall was recently built in a fundraising campaign by the Prime Minister of Uganda, who is still on up to date. His name seems to elude me, but if he does come before I reach the junction, I'll let you know. He's a man that is full of wit and a good public communicator, so he managed to rally the loyalists of the kingdom and even people who are not Baganda to contribute a brick towards building and restoring this World Heritage Center. And Maiga, yes, he's called Maiga. I don't know his other name, but he's called Maiga. Actually, Sir Paul Kagwa was also Prime Minister of Uganda and contributed to a lot of developments in education in Uganda. And there's a street parallel to this one on the other side, just at the boundaries of the Makerere Western Perimeter Wall, called Sir Paul Kagwa, and that was named after him in celebration of his efforts. Yes. I thought this was Jennifer, but it is Hanifa. That's because the former ED of Kampala was called Jennifer Mutesa I. And these are some of the major infrastructure developments it did, tarmacking this road here. And I'm not going. I think I was looking back, I thought I needed these services. Interesting streets. My view has been lost. My view has been lost of the hill, but let's head. I think I'm going to cross over to this side. Cars have decided to storm in, making life practically impossible for me. But no. Now I've given up the idea of going there. But still I'm going to cross. Wow. Motorcycle guy is really speeding. You may think it's on an emergency. This plot is not for sale. All streets on the road tend to be prime real estate. Nice street. Must did as well. So I need to cross the street and negotiate with these motorcycles coming to let me through. I think they see my intent to cross, and therefore have chosen to give me way. So schools open, a furniture store. Most of these are residential areas, so I would understand why they would fabricate beds and all that. Roasted maize right there. Uganda is actually blessed with food. Most of Kampala, everyone growing food stuff outside decides to bring their food into the city. It rained, so this runoff that goes with sand, when it starts drying a bit, gets cast into the air by car and motorcycle wheels, so it's really dusty. I'm struggling. Okay, grains of sand are flying into my eye. Silt, not sand, very tiny sand particles. So we are in the Kasubi area. Actually, these are called the Kasubi tombs. There's UNESCO World Heritage Center. And this is Kasubi Resurrection Center Church. So churches are everywhere in Uganda. And that is from the born again and Pentecostal movements. Street vendors. The city is returning to life. The city is returning to life. And let me cross over this side to show you this signpost right there in the distance. I think, let me cross over. So basically, the other is the intersection, and I want to show you what the intersection is doing, or what it is up to, the purpose it is serving, and that's better done by this billboard. So this is what the intersection is doing. Right now I'm on Hoima Road, which is the bottom of this sign, and when we go right straight through, I will go to Hoima. But if we take the right, that will take us onto Makerere Road, which will take us to Kasubi Tombs. If we take a right, the opposite of left, Kasubi Tombs, it will take us to Makerere Hill. And that is on Chimera Road to Makerere Hill, the university and the suburbs. And then there's that tangent right there that bends slightly left. So it's slightly right, takes you to Kawala. Anyway, welcome to Uganda. And let me take you to this sign for the UNESCO World Heritage Site. It says, explore Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, Kasubi Royal Tombs, Makerere Road, Kasubi Tombs Site. Check on the maps. It will tell you that it's the UNESCO World Heritage Center. Anyway, that's the junction. And see you in the next video. Ciao. And it delights me to be here. So watch the next video. I think let me take this route and head where this road will actually take me, which is a very interesting thing to do. So I'm going to cross this Hoima Road. So I am crossing. I've negotiated with the motorcycle guys. and I have negotiated with the motorcycle guys. Thank you guys. See you in the next video. Ciao.